Alright, good morning. How's everybody doing? I don't have much to talk about today, but sometimes it happens when you start talking, things come out by the grace of God. Excuse me. And, sometimes we need a little Siyata D'Shmaya. It's not sometimes, it's all the time. And it's not a little bit, it's a lot. The story of Rebbetzin Udel, right, was the daughter of the Baal Shem Tov HaKodesh, was the Baba of Nachman Breslov. And Rebbetzin Udel overheard her brothers and others in the Chevraya, perhaps, who were sitting on Motzei Shabbos, and there was a tefillah from the Yerushalmi that we say Motzei Shabbos in most Siddurim, and it mentions various gates that open Motzei Shabbos. And at Verna, they use that tefillah also, the Shlisel Chal, such an Indian. They make like a matzah, they take the key, usually from Aron Kodesh, and they poke it into the dough to make something like a matzah. And each time they say one of the shorim, they poke the dough. That's what they have, such an Indian in Verna. We're supposed to have been to several of the Admorim from Verna, to be good friends with a very, very Choshev in German, the Verna Rebbe from Bloomingburg. It's a good eye for people to get to know him. He's a tremendous person. People don't know. He's a big nister. So anyway, just we'll put that aside. Just a side note. So the various gates, a lot of people know, but maybe you don't know it. Maybe if you heard it already, maybe you'll correct me, because I usually get it wrong. And there's all these different gates. I remember I went to school, Ezra Academy, so I always had a geshmak when I said Sharia Ezra, because those doors, those gates of Ezra Academy really were tremendous Sharia Ezra. Tremendous Akors HaTov, it's just a wonderful Shluch the Rachmana, who fear that very Choshev Moisin. In a way, I wish that I wish somehow it would be that my kids could get what I got there. And it's difficult because there's no place like that. And the thing about Ezra Academy is, most yeshivas, they want their alumni to send their kids, to them. And it's the same with most alma maters. Ezra Academy, if a parent from Ezra Academy sent their kids to Ezra Academy, it would be that's not what they want. But the thing is like, there's no place like it. It's at least not what I know of, But it is what it is, So anyway, Rebbetzin Udel, the Chevraya, they were all discussing which gate is the most important gate. Maybe it's all the other gates, all the other shorim. And the Rebbetzin Udel said it's the most important gate, in her opinion, is Gates of Siyata D'Shmaya. It's the gates of divine assistance, of help from heaven. And when they asked Baal Shem HaKodesh, she said, yes, what my daughter Udel said, that's the most important gate, is Gates of Siyata D'Shmaya. and we don't always recognize what it means, Siyata D'Shmaya. We write Gates of Siyata D'Shmaya on the paper. It was interesting. I was watching just now a video of a very famous scholar. I was listening to. I wasn't really watching it because I'm driving and listening to it. Try to get ideas for my spirituality groups, and I try to listen from different places. And Fulton Sheen, I think, is a good resource. Obviously, we don't agree with everything he says, but and this video I just watched now, I could almost agree with almost nothing that he said, but I could still use it. Although essentially a lot of things I agree with, but it was, these are the things that we have to work on to try to find within our own tradition. If I was more of a Talmud Chacham, whatever I would get that was positive there, I would find some sefer or something, But it's funny, he had certain things that he wrote, he would always write on the chalkboard, and he would write certain initials before he would start to write. He told a joke, he said that, and I'm not going to mention what the initials are, because it's an Indian Avodah Zarah, but they said, but I understand, he was an intelligent person, a big scholar, a very learned person, and he had his traditions, and that's the way it is. But he told a joke. He said somebody had misplaced their hat and brought home the wrong hat, and their son picked it up and looked at it, and he saw it, he saw the initials. It wasn't Fulton Sheen's initials, it was the initials they wrote on the board, I'm not going to mention. And he saw those initials, he said, oh, this must be Bishop Sheen's hat. So I could say that it's a BSD, maybe, Siyata D'Shmaya, also, that's what's in our hat. It's, those are the initials that we live with, recognizing our total dependence on divine assistance, on providence. But not only that, but our total not only dependence, but our total enrapturement within Siyata D'Shmaya, to the point where the term Siyata, which means something that's a help, is almost insufficient. But it's Hashgachah Pratis. But still, Af al pi chen, the gate of Siyata D'Shmaya is the greatest gate, says the Baal Shem HaKadosh. So what does it mean that that's the greatest of the gates? Because we could perhaps say like this. I mean, again, this is just something that I'm saying right now, and I'm hoping it's coming by Siyata D'Shmaya. And I don't know where this idea just came from, but I hope it's from a holy source, because I know I'm not worthy to say Chidushei Torah, but B'nai Shalom should have mercy on us, and so this is perhaps what I can say, and I think I'm wrong, but this is just what's coming out right now. Excuse me. So I said Siyata D'Shmaya is insufficient. Hashgachah Pratis, which is Baal Shem HaKadosh, of course, made a tremendous theology about of how, he said even the little bugs are guided by tremendous Hashgachah Pratis. And so Siyata, which means it's an Aramaic word just for a little aid, a little help, it's insufficient because we're totally dependent on everything is from God. But we don't recognize that. And so the gate of Siyata D'Shmaya, that gate of recognizing when something gives us a hispilus, when we are inspired and become enthusiastic. Of course, the term enthusiastic means being infused with theos, with God. Because we see an example of Siyata D'Shmaya in our lives. We see an example of Hashgachah Pratis in our lives. And we think that this is something that just happens every now and then. Because we think we know how the world works. But the gates of Siyata D'Shmaya, the Sha'arei Siyata D'Shmaya, those gates of recognizing those little things here and there, are there to open up a big door. Right? Hischuli. Pesach, Kechutei Shel Machat, Yeftach Lechem, Kefischei Shel Ulam. Right? If you open up just that little bit, that, like a pinprick, and make a little hole, then God, you just put in that little bit of Sirs Nefesh, that little bit of effort. Yeftach Lechem, Kefischei Shel Ulam. I'm going to open for you biggest doors, like a banquet hall. You just got to do that little bit, and that includes in matters of faith. That includes the recognition of our dependence on Hashgachah Pratis and our total enrapturement to Hashgachah Pratis. The Kadosh Baruch Hu is Sovev Kol Alman, Mamala Kol Alman. So therefore, when we think we can accomplish something, we have to recognize that it's only by the grace of God that this is possible, and that everything that happens is all the work of God. And even in the simplest way, I saw a video. I've been watching a lot of these short videos on science called SciShow. They actually have some for kids, which kids like to see. But they have some there for adults, SciShow. They talked about the banana. They said Kirk Cameron, as well as born-again Christian. Remember him on Growing Pains. And Kirk Cameron would go and say, look at the perfection of the banana, which proves that God is an intelligent designer who designed such a perfect food. I have your banana. Such a perfect food for human consumption. Fits right in the grasp of your hand. It's easy to peel. Has no bones, no pits. Seeds are tiny. That must have been designed by an intelligent designer for the purpose of feeding his most beloved creatures, the human being. That's what Rabbi Victor Miller would tell us as well. The scientist goes and says, wait a second, God did not design the banana. Human beings designed the banana. The banana that we eat is not a wild food. It's not a wild fruit. It's something that's been cultivated over millennia by human beings. And it's a domestic fruit, just like the dog is not a wolf. Even though it used to be, just like the cow is not the auroch or wherever it came from, although it used to be. And so therefore this banana is not what it used to be. And the old bananas were totally different. They had big seeds, and the humans selectively bred the banana to be that perfect food for us. And so God did not make the banana, we made the banana. That's what this SciShow said to refute this religious zealot, this Kirk Cameron. But the answer, the true answer is, who gave man the intelligence to breed the banana? Who showed man the banana, that it was something that could be cultivated and molded to our design? And who preserves the banana, protects it from disease? Because it's very vulnerable, the bananas that we eat. And the answer is, of course, it's more than just Siyata D'Shmaya, but it's an incredible Hashgachah Pratis for each and every banana that comes to us. Meaning, and I'm a big chassid of Rabbi Victor Miller, even though I know a lot of people don't like him. I like him. I remember meeting him, and I think anyone who actually met him in real life, I was a chassid of his before I met him, but I met him 2-3 times in my life, and even like my Rashiva, who's a real Talmud Mufak of his, says he doesn't agree with him with everything, and that's the proper approach, I believe. But the fact of the matter is that we said Amalamed Le'enosh Bina Choin and Adas, that God graciously gives us knowledge and intelligence and understanding and wisdom as human beings. I'm almost to work. I don't really have time to go into anything else. I went yesterday, went to the movies yesterday. After work, I had a little bit of time before I had to pick up my daughter. I left the movie before the end, actually, because I had to go pick up my daughter from school. I went and I saw Darkest Hour. And it's a pretty clean movie. Not 100% perfect. It's not totally to our standards, but it's about as close as you're going to find. Very well done, and I enjoyed it a lot. And what lesson in Siyata D'Shmaya can we have? Because in one scene you have blasphemy, where Winston Churchill is talking to the King George VI, and he said, you know, what was your relationship like with your father? And he said, my father was like God, busy elsewhere. And the thing is, maybe that's who his father was, but that's not who God is. I remember the and the whole fact of how all that took place, despite all odds, and everything that happened shows that God was there. The very fact that Edward left the throne, who was a Nazi sympathizer, and Churchill encouraged him to leave the throne, to abdicate. Can you imagine if he would have been the king instead of George? Can you imagine how all these things, everything is Siyata D'Shmaya. Everything is Hashgachah Pratis. And God is not busy elsewhere. Like in The Incredible Shrinking Man, they say to God there is no zero. Alright. Well, thank you for watching. God bless. Please like, share, and subscribe. And be in touch. Alright.